you want to change your life, focus on the small habits. How you spend your mornings, how you talk to yourself, what you read and what you watch, who you share your energy with, who has access to you.
Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, I'm Roxy and I'm so happy to have you here. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you 25 cheat codes that you absolutely need to know to get through life. And if you didn't know, cheat codes are basically like what you have in video games, for example, that make the game a lot more smoother, easier, and even more fun. So in life, we actually have cheat codes as well to basically do the same thing. Life cheat codes are simple habits, mindset shifts, or routines that give you a little advantage. It gives you a little edge. So this is not magical. This is not anything wishy-washy. These are practical steps that you can take. Think about it as small, intentional tweaks that help you to avoid burnout, boost your energy, save time, and show up as your best self. These are the things that make it look like people have got it all together, but it's really because they found what works for them and they do it on repeat. It basically becomes part of their lifestyle. So I'll be sharing with you 25 cheat codes to give you that little edge in life that you could incorporate into your daily routines. So number 1, wake up early. I know it may not sound life-changing, but trust me when I say that when you wake up earlier, even if it's 30 minutes earlier, you have more time and more control over your day. Waking up early gives you a head start before the world comes alive, before everyone wakes up and it gets a little noisy. You get time to ease into the day and do something for you. It helps to reduce that frantic rush mode, and I know you know what I'm talking about because there must have been some time where you woke up late and you were rushing about. It was this frantic energy that we don't need at all. We want to avoid these moments, and more time simply means you have less stress. You don't have to be a 5 a.m. girly. That is not for everyone. You need to do what works for you. Even if it's just 30 minutes earlier, it's definitely going to give you a head start to your day. Waking up early creates space for intention, not just reaction. And when you're less reactive, you become more grounded and you tend to make better decisions throughout the day. As we mentioned before, you can wake up even if it's 30 minutes earlier. You could even start with 15 minutes earlier and see what you can do with that extra time that you have. You can make your favorite hot cup of tea without having to rush. You can even make your matcha. You can pull out your planner and use the time to plan your day, or you can even spend the extra time that you have stretching, reading, journaling. And I love this one. You can actually use the extra time that you have to prep your lunch or even your dinner for later that day, so you wouldn't find yourself being hungry and tending to buy junk. Next up, it's one of my favorite things that I've talked about in previous videos, and that is the 2-minute rule. Small tasks done immediately means less mental clutter. This literally keeps your to-do list at bay and prevents it from turning into a monster where you become overwhelmed and anxious. Think about it. When you leave little tasks undone, your brain tends to have to work harder to remember to finish it out. It just takes up a lot of mental space that you don't need. You can literally just take 2 minutes and finish what needs to be done. Instead of procrastinating and putting it off, it keeps your to-do list from piling up, and it literally creates those little wins that build momentum and keep you going. And this of course leads you to reduce procrastination. And by the way, I have an entire video on perfectionism and procrastination, so I'll leave that linked in down below so you can go ahead and check it out. When you follow the 2-minute rule, it leaves you with that sense of accomplishments and you tend to feel more in control. So something as simple as when you drink your coffee or your tea, or you use a dish for your breakfast, just wash it immediately. And this is something that I need to remind myself to do because sometimes I just have like 1 or 2 dishes in the sink. I put it off instead of doing the 2-minute rule, and I turn my back, and by the time the end of the day comes, I have like an entire mountain of dishes, whereas I could have just washed it as soon as I put it in the sink versus waiting for it to pile up like that. It's not a vibe, trust me when I say so. Another example could be if you get an email, you see the email, you know you can take 2 minutes to respond to the email, but you don't, so you put it off, and then you have like 10 emails at the end of the day to respond to. Number 3 is to dress well and have go-to outfits for different occasions. What you wear literally shapes how you show up. And I know a lot of times people who take pride in themselves and want to look good, you might think that they're vain. It has nothing to do with vanity. A go-to outfit and looking good, and there's nothing wrong with that. It removes the mental stress of wondering what on earth you should wear. It ensures that you always look your best, that you feel confident, and helps eliminate decision fatigue. Remember that confidence is an energy that other people pick up. If you're running errands and you don't look your best, you're not going to feel your best, you're not going to exude that confidence, and people around you are immediately going to notice. Versus if you are well dressed, if you are knowing what you're wearing, you step into the grocery and everyone everyone is like, wow, that girl has her life together. It's again the concept of the cheat codes, these little things that you can do to give you an advantage, to give you a little edge in life. You immediately just have a sort of presence whenever you walk into a space. And I'm sure we've always met those people who literally commands the space whenever they walk into the room. And this can be you as well. So for instance, you want to make sure and keep an outfit if you have to run any errands. I love to have a little romper and then I will wear my wedges. It's just such a simple outfit, but it literally makes me look good. It makes me feel my best. It makes me look as if I was preparing to run these errands. You can also have a power outfit that you have on standby for meetings and events, maybe a nice blazer or a matching two-piece suit. Use Pinterest to discover looks that you love and that you can recreate easily. You can literally look at Pinterest for casual outfits, outfits for errands, or if you have any meetings or more fancier occasions. So for instance, if someone called you right this minute to ask you to go out, or if you had to do a last minute errand, what is it that you would have worn? You have to sit down and wonder, what should I wear? Do I have any clothes? What do I wear with these shoes? What do I accessorize it with? Versus if you had the outfit already planned, you know exactly what you're going for. You don't even have to think about it. Number 4 is to smile more. Your brain listens to your face even when you're in a bad mood. Smiling literally tricks your brain into feeling good. And I know this is true because sometimes when I feel really not in the best mood and I smile, your entire demeanor changes, your face changes, your mood changes. Smiling literally relieves dopamine. And by the way, I have an entire video on how you can create a dopamine menu. And I did talk about smiling because it literally boosts your dopamine, which can immediately shift your mood, lower your heart rate, and just make you have a completely different energy and aura overall. It's so crazy how this small physical action can literally change your entire emotional state. You feel lighter, more approachable, and more optimistic. So for instance, when you're getting ready on mornings, in fact, anytime you look into the mirror, give yourself a smile. You'll notice how different your face looks, how your mood just starts feeling a little better. You get that immediate boost. You feel so much better about yourself. Something else you can do is just smile at strangers around you. It's just such a weird thing now. You don't see much people walking around smiling, but when you smile at strangers around you, it's like you make them smile and you smile more in return. And speaking about smiling, next up is to smile when you're talking on the phone. When you answer the phone, answer it with a smile. People can literally hear your energy through the phone, and your tone immediately changes when you smile. It feels more friendly, it feels more confident, and of course this is really important when you're in work and you're having to deal with customers. You'll realize that people tend to respond better to positivity and a warm tone, and you can instantly make a better impression. So next time you hear your phone rings, whether it's your personal phone or your work phone in the office, put that smile onto your face first before you answer that phone. You can even use the same principle when you're on the phone with customer service. Sometimes you might be in the worst mood ever because of whatever is going on that you need to fix, but once you smile on the phone, they can pick up on that and you might even get better customer service. Number 6 is to learn to say no. Your time and your energy is not unlimited. Always remember that every yes is a no to something else, and that something else is often peace of mind or a quiet moment to yourself. Learning to say no actually helps you to preserve energy for what actually matters to you. Protect your peace. Saying yes to everything is going to make you feel burnt out. It's going to make you feel overwhelmed, and you're going to have some sort of resentment if you said yes to something that you really didn't want to do. You can't always say yes because you're feeling guilty. I love the statement where you have to pour into yourself before you pour into others. By saying no when you really need to, you'll feel more in control, respected, and aligned with your own needs. For example, if somebody invites you out to an event or to go out and you're really just not feeling it because you really wanted to take some time to focus on yourself, or you wanted to take a quiet evening off, or you're simply just drained, say no. You're not obligated to go to these things if it's not going to give you the peace of mind that you want. Number 7 is to carry cash instead. This will help you feel more in control. Swiping feels so easy, but when you have to physically pull out your money and pull out your physical cash, you're definitely going to feel it a little bit more, but in a good way. The act of handing over cash makes you really feel that transaction. It's not something arbitrary in your mind where you just swipe your card and you just don't really physically feel that $100 or $200, versus if you have to actually hand over that physically. And this can really help you be more aware of your spending habits. It can help you break impulsive spending cycles, help you to save more and spend consciously. So for instance, you can set a weekly cash budget for treating yourself, maybe to a nice matcha, or maybe something that you wanted to indulge in, or maybe using cash at local markets so you really wouldn't be overspending. You'll have a budget. For example, if you're going thrift shopping, you have a budget and you'll only spend that versus just swiping your card as you go with no actual real track of what you're doing with your money. Number 8 is to schedule your upkeep. Schedule those high maintenance days, whether it is at a spa or some sort of beauty place or right at home. Remember that you are allowed to be a high maintenance woman who looks after herself. Whether it is hair trims or spa days, scheduling these into your calendar keeps you feeling polished and confident. It is not something that you're doing last minute, and this matters because self-care is so much easier when it's not a scramble, when you're not rushing to do it. You consistently look good and feel your best. So something that you can do is, if you're at the hair salon, well, you might as well book your next hair care appointment, even if it's 6 months away. When you're doing your nails, you can book your appointment for the next month, or you can use your planner and schedule in self-care activities like doing your nails at home, doing a hair mask. I literally just bought coconut oil to put into my hair because I feel like if the edges of my hair tend to get so dried and damaged. So I want to do that at least twice a month. So I will be scheduling in these things so I'll be able to upkeep myself. Number 9 is to mute notifications and distractions on your phone. Always remember that your phone is a tool. Your phone does not control you. It is not your boss. You are not tied and you're not glued down to your phone or your devices. Think about how constant notifications tend to stress you out. It makes you overwhelmed. So simply mute what does not need your attention right away. Say it with me. My phone does not run my life. You need to remember this. You are in control of what you're doing. When you mute distractions and notifications, or you put your phone on do not disturb, you are literally making time to do the things that you actually want to do. You're not going to be a slave, and I know that sounds dramatic, but it's true because sometimes we are a slave to our phone. We are a slave to mindlessly scrolling and wasting our entire evening. Something that you can do is mute those group chats. If you find yourself in a group chat where you get constant notifications, you can mute it or you can archive it so you would not constantly be checking your phone for no good reason. When you are going to sleep, you can put your phone on do not disturb so you would not be getting unnecessary calls that's just going to wake you up again for no good reason and disturb your sleep. Number 10 is to use alarms or reminders, and this is very useful because sometimes you think you're going to remember something and we know you're not going to remember it. You need to offload that mental clutter, and in this case, let your phone remember it for you. Your brain is not meant to remember every single thing that you have to do. So you can let reminders handle the logistics so you can focus on what is important. This will help you prevent overwhelm and forgetfulness. It can be something as simple as setting an alarm for your vitamins. So for instance, 7:30 a.m. every day, the alarm is going to go off and remind you to take your vitamins. Or midday, it could be something like a water break. You take time to hydrate, maybe go outside for a brisk walk, something like that. When you have to pay bills or you have appointments, just schedule it on your phone. Let the reminders go off so you'll know what you have to do. Next up is to take deep breaths. Your breath is your built-in stress reset button. Just 3 simple breaths can calm your nervous system and ease those racing thoughts in your mind. And yes, it literally is as simple as that. Sometimes you're just going. Things are swirling around in your mind. You feel like if you can't catch yourself, and all you really had to do all this time was take 3 simple breaths. This helps you to respond, not react. You guys, it's literally an instant nervous system reset. It helps to reduce anxiety from those racing thoughts, and you'll be surprised that you could instantly shift from chaos to calm. So if you have a stressful email that you got or a stressful text or message, pause and take 3 simple breaths before you respond to it. If you have a stressful meeting coming up, it's the same thing. Just take a few deep breaths before you go into the meeting. This is literally such a simple and, more importantly, a free way to distress yourself almost instantly. Next up is something similar to the reminders and the alarms that we were talking about, but that had to do a lot with your phone. But this step is to write things down. Use a planner, you guys. There are so many benefits to using a planner, and I have my own line of planners on Amazon. I will have them linked down below. But I love using my weekly planner to just write down things that I have to do, because again, your brain is not meant to remember everything. Writing things down, pen to paper, literally clears your mind. It declutters your mind and allows you to focus on what you actually need to be focusing on. What you don't write down will either be forgotten or stress you out. Whether it is to-do lists, thoughts, or goals, writing things down makes them real and manageable. Do not rely on your memory. Writing is literally your BFF. You'll be able to remember more. You will have less stress because you won't be thinking that you're forgetting something important. So something that you can do, and you know I'm gonna say it, is to make daily to-do lists. Something that you can check off actively as you go throughout the day. You can do your top 3 priorities in your planner and then schedule in things for the rest of the day that you need to get your attention on. You can keep a running grocery list on your notes app or even on your fridge and write things down. Every time you finish it, just write it down immediately so you wouldn't go to the grocery and forget what you have to get. Any creative ideas that you have, pull out your notes app, pull out your notebook and just write it down so you can get back to it when you have time. Next up is a little hack that I am obsessed with, and that is using the unsend button in Gmail for your emails. I'm not sure about other email accounts, maybe it's also there, but I use Gmail. Let's be real, email mistakes happen, but we don't have to let it define us. Undo sent is literally an email lifesaver. It gives you a grace period to catch up on any errors that you may have made, put in the attachment that you forgot to send, or even change the tone of your email. This helps you to stay polished and professional because sometimes you might not be answering the email in the best way that you should, and then you send it and you're like, crap, I really should have sent that better. You can just unsend it. Use this feature, you guys. It is so useful. I think it's like a 10-second time frame that you have, or I'm not sure if you can set the time where you could unsend it, but it is so useful. I am obsessed with this. I unsend an email almost every day. Number 14 is to listen more than you speak. Listening helps you to understand others, gain insights, and build better relationships. A lot of times, someone might be telling you a story and you just feel the urge that you have to jump in. Resist the urge to input your own story or share your advice, when instead the better thing to do would be listening to them before you put in your input. People feel more value when they're truly heard and not just being fake heard. Like, people know when you're really listening to them. It makes them feel heard and it makes them feel respected. So when someone is speaking or even after they're finished, take a few minutes before you jump into word vomit. We're not just gonna belt out random things, okay? We're gonna pause and we're gonna ask them any follow-up questions that you think that they might need. Give that person grace to finish their story and to finish what they're saying before you just want to jump in to give them advice. Number 15 is to batch tasks. Do similar tasks in the same time frame. When you group similar tasks together, so for instance, emails, errands, or even chores, for instance, your brain stays in one flow. When you realize that you're trying to multitask and trying to switch gears or jump from one thing to the other, you require a lot more energy versus being in a flow state where you can just do all the similar things together and spend less energy. Think about it as one type of task for one block of time. This will improve your focus and reduce decision fatigue. You'll finish faster with better results. So for instance, if you have a lot of errands to do, instead of doing it on random days of the week, just spend one day. So for me, I would normally have my Thursdays, and on Thursdays, I will do all the errands that I have to do. So I would not have to be occupying my time with trying to fit in these other errands when I could have just gotten them all done at the same time. Something else you can do is answer all of your DMs or your emails at one block of time in the day versus doing it all throughout the day. Next up is to move your body. Always remember that your body actually craves movement. You are not meant to be sedentary. You're not meant to be sitting on your desk all day. You're not meant to be laying down, doom scrolling every time you have a break in life. This is not what our bodies are meant for. We are meant to move. We're meant to treat our bodies with self-care and the respect that it deserves. I will always say that you do not need to go to a gym. You can just move. Have some sort of daily movement. When you sit still at your desk or you just lay down and you're just having these lazy moments, it literally drains your energy. If you are moving, you will have more energy. You will feel happier. Those endorphins will be released and you will be immediately in a better mood. Versus when you're sitting all day at a desk, at some point in time, you're gonna have that fatigue or that mental fog. Even gentle movement, just 5 minutes even, refreshes your body and brain. This helps to support your mood, digestion, and energy levels. You'll feel more alert, capable, and alive. So for instance, while you're watching TV, you can be on your walking pad. You can be listening to a podcast while you walk outside. You can even do gentle stretches while you're looking at Netflix. Number 17, break large tasks into smaller ones. Overwhelm is most of the times a lack of a plan. When you say clean apartment, it sounds like this big, scary task. But if you change it to wash dishes, do laundry, clean shower, it sounds a lot more manageable. It's not like this big scary thing. What on earth does clean apartment mean? Break that down into smaller tasks so you'll be aware of exactly what you need to do. And you will realize how simple it is, and it's not this big scary thing in your head. These small steps, it gets you started, it builds that momentum that you need and keeps you moving forward. This will help you actually finish the things that you have to do. So we mentioned the example with cleaning. Instead of just cleaning one big space, break it down into smaller things. If you have a big project at work, break that down into maybe your research and then putting things together. If you have an event or a little party gathering to plan for at home, you have steps like choose a theme, organize food, get decor, things like that. Next up, work on saving a small emergency fund. It does not have to be anything big, but even a small cushion of money can create a peace of mind. And trust me, future you will thank you. Even if it's something as simple as $10 a week, that $10 is going to add up. It is really about that security, that safety, that peace of mind. And knowing that you have a buffer helps to reduce panic or stress at the surprises that life may throw you. You can literally shift your mindset from feeling empowered versus feeling scared or panicked. Something that I've loved doing is using my binder. I love my $1,000 saving challenge, and I shared this before in past videos. It's so simple. You literally save like $40 and you do that 25 times and you end up with $1,000. It's so easy. You could even start smaller with $10 every week and you end up saving in such a simple way. You can also use cash envelopes, so you can have cash that you're saving up so you can do your nails, go to the grocery, treat yourself, little things like that when you have physical cash. Because remember, we did talk about having physical cash instead versus swiping with your card, and you don't really feel the transaction. You don't really have a sense that your money is going. Next up is to read daily. Your brain is like a muscle and you need to feed it daily. Reading expands your perspective, reduces stress, and builds knowledge. This is so important because it improves focus, vocabulary, and creativity. You become a more interesting, informed, and thoughtful person when you read. Schedule time, 10 minutes before bed. Set the mood. You have cozy lighting, you have your blanket just in your bed reading your book. You can create a little nook in your home where you spend time reading. Or if you're someone who likes to listen to audiobooks, you can put on an audiobook while you're doing chores, while you're cleaning, while you're driving. So at least you're still getting in those new vocabulary, getting in those new creative twists, and you're basically able to live a different life. Next up is to keep snacks handy. Low blood sugar equals low patience, low focus, and low vibes overall. Smart snacking prevents crashes that lead to irritability and poor decisions. How awful does it feel to be hungry and have those low energy dips? No one likes it. But if you have your snacks prepped and on hand, you don't even have to think about that. You can literally go get it and make yourself feel better instantly. Smart snacking is a smart choice. So prep your snacks in advance because it literally fuels your brain and your body. You stay productive and feel good all day. So for instance, you can keep almonds or trail mix in your bag. You can prep your smoothie bags in your freezer. So that way, whenever you feel hungry or you want to have breakfast or whenever you want to have your smoothie, to be honest, you can have it anytime. You can pop those out of the freezer, add your milk, and you have your smoothie. It's going to fill you up, and you don't even have to think about it too much because it's already prepped. You can literally use those dividers, those big fruit containers, to chop up your fruits and have them prepped and ready so that you can snack on them. Next up is to schedule social time. Relationships aren't just going to build or maintain themselves. You need to actually schedule in this, especially as you get older, because you'll realize that everybody has different lives. Everybody has different things. People get married, have kids, move away. Just so many things, so many factors come into place. And no matter who we are, even if we're introverts, and I'm such an introvert, you always need that connection at some point in your life. It feels so good to have friends that you can talk to and that you can spend time with. You might not even realize it, but sometimes months might pass without you being able to even see your friend, even if they live right in the area. Scheduling it in and making time for it means that you're nurturing what truly matters. In reality, we're not meant to do life alone. There's just no way we could just be by ourselves. We crave human interaction and friendship. When you have a really good, strong group of friends and you have quality friends, you'll feel more seen, supported, and uplifted in times where you feel like you really need it. Something that you can do is schedule a monthly brunch or schedule a monthly gathering at your home with your friends. If your friends live away, you can schedule in a FaceTime call every month just to catch up with them. You can plan a cozy movie night with your favorite people. There's so many ways that you can nurture these friendships without spending a ton of money. Just a simple gathering at home, some popcorn, a good movie, and that's it. You talk, you catch up, you have a good time. Next up is to limit screen time before bed. I will speak about this forever because it is just such a toxic thing, and sometimes when I feel myself getting caught up in it, I'm like, move my phone, it's giving me the ick. Let us not be scrolling mindlessly like this, because your sleep literally depends on what you're doing right before. If you are constantly mindlessly scrolling, watching other people's lives, comparing, seeing bad news, you are going to go to sleep with that on your mind, and it's going to affect you subconsciously. Remember that bright screens and blue light delays melatonin production, and you need melatonin in order for you to sleep and have a good night's rest. Disconnecting from your phone helps your body to wind down and get into that sleep mode faster. Your body is literally going to thank you. You're going to wake up refreshed versus feeling groggy, and we all know how awful it is to wake up feeling not your best. If you're on your phone at night, you can have those blue light filters that will automatically tone your phone down from that blue light and switch it to like a warm yellow light at night. You can replace late night scrolling on your phone with a good book or listening to a podcast as you lie down. And I love a no scroll time, 30 minutes before I go to sleep. So ideally I like to sleep around 10 p.m. So I really try my best. It doesn't always work because I'm human. So for me, I would put my phone away. I would do a good skincare routine while listening to a podcast or something like that, so that I will be able to wind down and tell my body it's time to go to sleep, time to get into that sleep mode. You can also not have your phone in the same room with you and use an old school alarm, because I know you'll say that you use your phone to wake you up. I am looking at the Hatch alarm. It's pretty pricey, but I've heard so many good things about it, and you can slowly wake yourself up on mornings versus having your phone next to you, because when you take off your alarm, the next step that you know you're gonna do is to go on your phone and scroll. Remember, a lot of times sleep is where healing of your body happens. Next up is to use people's names. When you use people's names in conversations, it immediately makes them feel seen, and people really love when they feel seen. A lot of times we remember people who remember us, and using names in conversations can instantly bring warmth. And I'll give you an example. For instance, if you are placing an order in Starbucks or at a restaurant, and you know how people have their name tags, it literally makes them smile, because it's like you know their name, you're remembering them, you are making them feel seen. It literally builds connection so fast, and people light up when you use their names. It's a great way to leave a lasting impression on someone. And something else that you can do when people tell you their name, you can use it in conversation as you're speaking to them. Something else you can do is repeat someone's name when they've told you it. So for instance, if you meet someone new and their name is Josh, you can repeat it. You can say like, nice to meet you, Josh, instead of nice to meet you. It literally adds a different depth and dimension to the conversation, and again, it makes people feel seen and heard. Next up is to drink water when you wake up. Always remember that you wake up dehydrated. Your body is literally in a state of like unconsciousness. You are sleeping, your body is using all of its resources to help you rest and heal and recover and do all of those things. You need to hydrate yourself. Have your water right next to you. I have like my water right here, right next to me. This is always on my nightstand, so as soon as I get up, I can literally sip on my water because I am parched a lot of times when I wake up. When you hydrate first thing in the morning, it jumpstarts your digestion, your brain function, and your energy. Always remember that dehydration causes fatigue and brain fog. You feel more alert, refreshed, and energized when you have that sip of water. Keep that water right next to you, or have that warm lemon water on mornings. It is instantly going to give you that hydration and make you feel so much better. And last up, plan your day. You guys, clarity and knowing what you have to do is freedom. If you start the day all helter-skelter and you have no idea what is going on, you are going to feel lost. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to feel stressed out because you don't know what's happening. Planning does not trap you. It does not confine you. In fact, it lets you know exactly what you want to do so that you have the freedom to do other things. It literally liberates you from chaos. Even knowing your top 3 tasks a day gives you some sort of direction. And I love using my weekly weekly planner for those top 3 tasks, so I know exactly what is going on. This structure is going to make you feel less stressed. If you're not into planning, I promise you, give it a try and your life will be changed. Planning reduces decision fatigue as well as that overwhelm that we talked about. You feel more in control and you're able to get more things done. You're not going to forget things. You're not going to be like beating yourself up because you missed an appointment or an important project. You are literally on track. You are knowing what is going on in your life. You're getting your life together. Put aside that time, whether it is daily, whether it is weekly, and plan your day, plan your week, know what is going up so that you have the time to focus on all the amazing fun things in your life, because you don't have to worry about the important things that you're forgetting about. So that is the end of my 25 life cheat codes that is going to give you a little edge in life, make you get your life together, make you be that girl, make you feel organized, make you feel polished, make you feel healthy, all the good things that we want. Also, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, because it really means so much to me. It makes me know that you love this content. Don't forget to also subscribe so you won't miss a thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.